Ladies and gentlemen, order in the court. Today's proceedings finds the people versus James McGill.
Legal troubles got you down? Bosses refusing to pay out? Hit and run leave you stunned? Jugglers in your future? Maybe not, because he'll get your case dismissed. He'll get you the defense you deserve, but only if you say the words.
Oh no, I need legal representation. Whatever shall I do? What do I say? Oh wait, I know.
Better call Saul.
Better call Saul. So, without further delay, let's start judging Saul. Court is now in session.
You will atone.
Yes, and I forgot my mug. It's like all the way over there. It's all the way over there. I literally asked you like if there's any props that I was forgetting, and so, oh well. We don't have the mug with the thumbs up on it. But anyways, how you doing, BlueDragonFive?
I'm well.
All right, so we're here to talk about episode 8 of Better Call Saul, entitled RICO. And no, it's not Napoleon Dynamite's Uncle Rico, except that would be an awesome cameo in the show. Awesome little crossover. Hey, I'm trying to sue the high school that let me out of my big dream of playing football. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just playing around. So BlueDragonFive, let me ask you. Are you going full cock on this episode?
Yeah. Well, I'm not going half-cocked into this one.
All right. So yeah, last episode I was very down on the show just in general. I didn't really think it knew which direction it was going. I feel like a big flaw of this show is that they introduce really memorable characters and then don't really do anything with them for a number of episodes. Still kind of feeling that, but I am much more optimistic about the overall direction that this show is headed in. And I can kind of see a little bit of an end game being spread out, like maybe just a little breadcrumb trail that we're starting.
Yeah.
So you want to get into it?
Sure. Before we get into it, let me just highlight our directing and writing talent on this one. Breaking Bad alumni working on this. So we got Colin Buxley, or Buxy, returning.
Okay.
He's directed many memorable episodes, such as Phoenix.
Yeah, the Jane dying one, which is a big turning point in Walter White's character.
Of course. You know, big turning points are kind of something that relates to this episode.
Indeed.
I See You. You know, the one where...
the one in the hospital?
Yes, the one in the hospital.
We've had this guy before, haven't we?
Yes, we have. He was...
That's what I thought.
I can't remember which episode. I want to say it was the second one, but he's worked on that.
Oh, if it was Miho, then yeah, Miho is one of the stronger.
I looked at it a few seconds ago, and I saw his name. I forgot which one, but it was really early, so it was like 2 or 3. I'm not sure which one.
Okay.
Point is, so here's the important one. He also did He did Buyout and Bullet Points. Buyout seems to be a reoccurring one with this. You know, one of our Mike episodes.
Indeed.
And Bullet Points, of course, does relate to this one in terms of kind of formulating the plan.
Stick to the plan. We got to stick to the plan, Jeff.
Yeah, formulating kind of a master plan of Skylar and Walt.
Okay.
Okay, and also our writer is actually returning from one of the really fantastic episodes of this season, 5-0, Gordon Smith.
Oh, okay, nice. I can kind of see it. I can kind of see a similar direction where I feel like both this and 5-0 were really all the scenes were very spread out and like not necessarily in the same structure as 5-0, but with this you got very much like a big focus, of course, like being on the retirement stuff and the retirement home and everything. So yeah, I can see that. All right.
Okay.
And is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
All right. So let us dive right into it. And I gotta say, BlueDragonFive, just right out of the gate, this is, even counting our little Gene stuff, this is my favorite cold open, like hands down, that we've had in the series.
I'm sorry, or what stuff?
The Gene stuff at the beginning with Saul, future Saul as Gene.
Oh, right,
Roasting a
right.
bomb.
Sorry. Yes, I keep
Speaking of Gene, when Jimmy's delivering mail, and that's where we start, we have Jimmy delivering mail at HHM is like a meek little mail boy, and one of the people that he does indeed deliver a package to is Gene. So what do you think about that? Do you think that's a coincidence or a little bit of foreshadowing?
Well,
Just something I caught.
was like Gene the last guy, or was he just in the midst of it all?
He was just in the midst of it all. He was just
Then
like
I think it's
one in a list of
coincidence.
names. Just a coincidence. Okay.
If it was with the last guy, then yeah, definitely.
All right. I
Alright,
just
so
love the
then,
delivery of when Bob Odenkirk, he's like, I got a package for you, Dan. I don't know why. He just sounds so like meek and innocent. I got a package for you, Dan.
so if you haven't picked up on it by now, folks. So we started the episode. We got Jimmy going through the mailroom at HHM, and he's young intern. The ideas since one of our last flashbacks of Chuck kind of bailing Jimmy out, kind of getting him into the practice of law. He's been kind of working his way up. Got him a job to get him out of trouble. And he's been doing it kind of clocking an out 9 to 5 job. Does it with some glee. And we find he's been working, really putting his nose to the grindstone since then, and obviously inspired by his brother. So he's delivering, and we see Kim Wexler's really small, tiny office, and she's the last stop on his mail route. And he has something very important to deliver to her. It's a letter that he really wants her to open and read to him.
Oh yeah.
And we have a really great shot of just kind of the reaction to it. It's just basically kind of like a hooray moment, like yay, and then just a kiss by Kim Wexler. Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah, so this kind of clearly establishes like that these two like obviously had some kind of an intimate relationship going on at some point.
Of course, they do the sex robot voice to each other.
Gentlemen!
Yeah, that's their safe word. Anyway,
Oh,
so then Jimmy's
I'm
next.
gonna remember that.
So then Jimmy's. Well, no, we'll be like, oh, Chandler.
Oh God.
Anyway.
Chandler, give it to me, Chandler.
Anyway, so Jimmy's next stop is to who else but Chuck. Chuck, who again, it's a flashback. He's in the office. He's hard at work. He's he's recording some legal documentation. Gets interrupted by Jimmy.
Yeah. He's
Finds
like,
out
he's like tape recording himself. Yeah.
Yeah, we find out what the letter was all about. That Jimmy, in fact, our young little lawyer in training here, Jimmy, he passed the bar in secret because he's awesome.
Oh yeah.
And Chuck is floored. Like, how did you do this without even telling me, asking for help? He says, oh yeah, it's like it's not just for draft dodgers apparently.
Right, yeah. And he got his law degree at the University of American Samoa.
Which, of course, relates to Saul.
Yes. If you remember, there's that moment in Breaking Bad where Skyler is looking at it, and she's just kind of like, So I love how they tie that back around. Like, Skyler is one of those people that just thinks it's for yoga classes.
Oh, yeah. So let's see. So basically, he's tried his heart out for years. And he's telling Chuck, kind of explaining a little bit, saying he's tried his heart out for years working on things. He apparently passed. He didn't pass it twice, and third time's charm.
Just like losing
your virginity. Like he was losing your virginity. Like third time's charm.
Oh yeah. Words of wisdom.
Oh yeah. So anyway, he comes to Chuck. Chuck's very proud. You proud of me? Oh yeah, sure. Of course I'm proud of you.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so then basically he asked, like, you think maybe you could hook me up with a job here, like as a lawyer, like take me on as a not a partner, but like some sort of like a higher ranking position in the place, at least a position as a lawyer, like take me on as one of the lawyers here. And Chuck wants to, but then he has a moment. Well, because again he's kind of outmatched by two seniority-based Hamlins.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a 2-against-1 situation.
Exactly. So again, he's not really in the position of like a full say. So he has a vote on it, but again, he could be outvoted. So he says, "Well, I'll have to ask Howard, but I mean, I don't see why not." Meanwhile, cake.
I love cake, but not as much as I love Mike.
True. So we see. I love the cake design, by the way. It's
like a big scale. Kind of reminds me of the logo, actually.
That's the intention.
Yeah.
It's like good luck, Junior. Like congratulations, Jimmy.
Let me ask you this: how long do you think this was in between? Do you think it's like a couple? Because obviously it must have taken them like some time to get the cake, and then like from what we see with Howard coming in, like some time for him to make the decision that he does. So how long do you think this is? Like a few days?
No, I don't. Believe it or not, I don't think it's a few days because it seems still like a surprise. It still seems like fresh news. I'm gonna say actually just within the workday, what they probably could do is like I assume bakeries. I'm just guessing here, mind you, that bakeries would anticipate people just getting spur of the moment good news, so they'd have like frosted cakes at the ready. So they put like a quick decoration on top of it.
Okay, yeah, I get that. Okay, that's.
I mean, I could be entirely wrong. I'm not.
No, that's a good explanation. That makes sense.
I'm not privy to all the bakery knowledge, but I mean, I
But
could.
then, do you think that Chuck right away went to Hamlin and was like, "Hey, we should hook Jimmy up with a job"? Like, do you think that conversation happened like right after Jimmy left?
Well, I mean, not right after. I'm saying again, this is like way in the workday, so I'm assuming mail's early in the morning. So that's like right
That's
off
a
the
good point.
gate.
Good point.
Maybe like an hour or two later, then it goes to Hamlin, then like close to the end of the day or midday. I don't know how long the office is, but yeah. Plus, I mean, to be fair, it could be. If anything, it's a day after. If it's not with like hours.
I don't know why I'm dwelling on it so much. Let's move on.
So the point is, I mean, it could be a day after. I don't know.
Yeah.
The point is, I don't assume that much time's passed because it seems like a fresh answer. I could be wrong though. Anyway, so let's see. Oh yeah, so I said, cake, celebration, all the mail guys. I love the idea. I just love the camaraderie of the mail guys. So Jimmy had some pals in the mail room, and they're like, oh yeah, don't become one of those donut holes upstairs,
Right.
Or says something like that, like one of those like the fake guys in the suits, and then Howard Hamlin stops by. Or just asks for the room.
Oh, and he is the worst in this scene. I really think this scene just cements him as the villain of the series. What do you think?
He's such a nice guy too. It's so hard.
Yeah, he's such a freaking nice guy, but he's like such a surface level fake nice guy.
And I heard something funny about the behind the scenes that the guy he memorized the speech. I'm not just memorizing, but he worked really hard on the whole speech and everything, even though it wasn't going to be heard at all, and he knew it going.
No, that's great. That's great. I love that.
So yeah, I mean, he worked. Apparently, it's a really well delivered speech. We just don't hear it. So because so Hamlin clears the room. Even Kim's in there. She can't enjoy her cake and Jimmy's company. So they all got to go.
I like how he gets cake, but we never see him eat it.
I love that.
Right? Because
it would have been the cruelest thing ever. Here's what
he was eating the cake while he was delivering the bad news.
No. Here's what would have cemented him as the bad guy. It would have been really obvious. I mean, I'm glad they didn't do this. I'm just saying that would have been just like icing.
Would this have been like another Nick Ford moment?
No. This would have been icing. Can't get it? Icing on the cake. If you just after he walked out, he just like threw in the trash.
Oh God! Right. Oh.
That would have. I was expecting that for a moment. He's gonna prove he's the bad guy.
He basically just like takes a piece and then like sets it down and leaves it. Right.
Yeah. No. I think he brings it with him.
Oh, he brings it with him. Okay, I missed that. Okay.
I mean, he's having his cake and he's eating it too. Right. Oh, I love cake puns.
All right, so let's talk about the framing of this scene because it really is pretty brilliant. It's really one of my favorite scenes of the series.
Take us through it.
All right. Well, right after the door closes, we don't hear any of what's going on, but we see, as you said, Patrick Fabian playing Hamlin, and he's giving this just this really heartfelt like delivery, like he's making these grand gestures and stuff like. But what I love about the scene is it's just the building tension. And then, like, we hear the copier going off, and it just keeps copying page after page, and that's the only thing we hear. And then Hamlin walks away, and he's just like, he leaves the door open. He's like, "Oh, you want the door open or closed, Jimmy?" And then Jimmy's just like, "Closed." And then we close the door, and we just see Jimmy, and he just looks absolutely like destroyed. So. Yeah, I love it. What do you think?
It's really brilliant in terms of like kind of rewatchability. I love just the copier noises kind of blocking out what we hear, and just of course it factors in big time later.
Mm-hmm.
And it is really brilliant to see. For a moment, I was expecting to see Jimmy kind of like tear the place up in silence, as that's classic.
I'm glad they didn't do that. I think it worked more effectively when it was just like. Him sitting, because it's like if they would have gone to him like destroying stuff, I think it would have like added a little bit of a comedic element to the scene. albeit darkly comedic. And I think with them just having him sitting in silence, and we know what the news was, we just don't know exactly how Hamlin delivered it, but we can just imagine what Hamlin was saying, and he had just such a gusto in his delivery that we know it wasn't good. So I think emotionally it worked a lot better that we didn't see him freak out. I mean, for all we know, he could have freaked out like 10 seconds later. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Don't like
you know, like 10 seconds later, he literally could have like gone up and thrown a Walter White and thrown that whole cake against the window for all we know.
No, you know, for a moment I was actually worried about that. He was gonna like smash the cake or something. The point is, I do like the way it was played. However, I'm just saying, classic Breaking Bad fashion is kind of destroy the stuff around you in silence. So remember, even like speaking of Saul, you know, think about the one of my favorite episodes, Granite State, where he's like, Walter's just in silence. They were kind of destroying the room.
Right.
So you know what I mean? Just like I really do appreciate kind of the silence, and you feel really bad for Jimmy, which of course, the course of the episode really helps garner sympathy and really makes you root for him.
Mm-hmm.
Really good move. Then we see our little glimpse into the future with Saul kind of represented in a place of danger with the fact that his ties are kind of strung out with tarantulas surrounding.
A lot of Drew Sharp references. I gotta say, with these tarantulas, I don't think it's a coincidence. I think they're calling back to Drew Sharp.
Oh, yeah. Well, of course, it's one of the most memorable things. They're going to use that imagery, of course. Remember, like, we even cemented in this series about tarantulas. Hey, watch out for the tarantulas.
Yeah, I know, but that's what I'm saying. I'm just thinking, like, I know the tarantula is an iconic image. I'm just wondering, like, how much, like, I don't know, like, how much of that iconic episode we're gonna get in terms of the flavor of the overall series. But we'll see.
That was really one of the most.
It's just a trend that I'm picking up on, and yeah, it was like, I'd say that combination of like the cold open and then the ending was like one of the most brilliant things that Breaking Bad's ever done.
Yeah, you mean from the Dead Freight episode?
Yeah, from Dead Freight, the cold open, and then how the cold open paid off. Because I just remember sitting there that night and just like watching that cold open, and I'm just like, what? And then when he shows up at the end, I'm just like, oh no.
Just Jesse's reaction to it is just...
right. Oh, God.
Anyway.
Okay. We could talk for a whole hour.
Certainly. Okay, let's see. After we see a little tarantula in the tie bit. So we see Kim is back in her office after her success with...
Oh, with the Kettlemans!
Yeah, thanks to Jimmy. Anyway, so she's back in her office. Again, I love it's really interesting. I'm just thinking about this now. So we saw earlier in the cold open how Hamlin kind of mistreated Jimmy. And also, like I was kind of framed in a small office.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And now we have kind of it's a bigger office. And it's not about the office. It's point is like someone alone with Hamlin in an office, and we come there here. And of course, Jimmy had a big part in her success now. And we saw Hamlin mistreating her last episode, and just kind of a little parallel there of mistreating Jimmy in a way last episode, mistreating Kim last episode.
Yeah, and it's kind of like, even though he's letting her back in, it's sort of like, you know, to quote Norma Bates, he's still a dick.
Yeah, and again, I like how Kim's taking it all in stride. She knows like she's made her way up to almost partner by now, so she's worked her way up. She knows how the system works, and that's why Jimmy's kind of on the outs.
Exactly. Right.
Anyway, so basically, Hamlin's welcoming Kim back.
And he wants Kim to go down and bask in the glow of the Kettleman agreement.
Yes, and I love how we transitioned directly from that to the Hamlin's kind of his press conference about the whole plea that's been struck with the
Kettlemans.
And I love this transition.
That's the last time you'll hear this for a while.
And I just love the transition from there, just being like Jimmy, just gonna react to like Hamlin. Yeah. So let's see. So Jimmy's on the job. He was there watching TV because he was signing into an old folks home. And it's let's see. He's there to see Miss Landry.
Mm-hmm. And this was the same woman that won the bingo last episode, right?
Yes, it is. I'm like 90% sure because they used her in the recap. So I'm really sure.
That's true. Okay.
So, I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, there's a slight chance it might not be her, but I'm saying because the hair might be a smidge different, but it looks like her. I don't know. Because they didn't it's because they didn't do a cat callback. It's the only reason I'm a little skeptical on it, but I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. We never saw any cats when we were there. That's a good catch.
Anyway, let's see. So basically, this place is called what is it? Was it Sandpiper?
Sandpiper, yeah.
Sandpiper. Okay, so Jimmy has a bit like pick a card, any card. He's being real chill. We get to see Jimmy doing what he does best, schmoozing people, especially the old folks. The old folks love Jimmy. He's like, hey, pick a card, business card, pick any card.
And then I believe Matlock is playing in the background, right?
I think so too. Then again, it could be another movie. I didn't get a long glimpse at it. I didn't get to watch that bit.
I mean, I haven't watched enough Matlock to know if it's Matlock or not.
I mean, it looked like
if it was something like the Andy Griffith Show, I would know exactly what it was because I'm a big Andy Griffith Show fan, but not enough of a Matlock fan to instantly know what that looks like.
I mean, I think it was Matlock, but then again,
I'm 90% sure. Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, let's see. Okay, so then we see, I just love, little glimpse of the water aerobics class going on. Just kind of the classic old folks imagery.
Right.
Okay, so let's see. Okay, so then basically he's talking to Miss Landry. I think he has this kind of funny line, I'm all hydroxied out.
Yeah. Oh, well, there. If you change your mind.
Yeah, and this is really a sweet scene. I love Jimmy playing off of the old folks here. I love how he has the sweetest clients around too with these old folks.
Oh, he really does. And it's fun. Okay, I'm just gonna call you on this right now.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's get into it.
Okay, well, I thought we were gonna say speculation. We can talk about it a little now. Okay, yeah, I was completely off with it. Again, blame the promos.
This was like the Romero threatening Norma levels of being completely off.
I think you're thinking Remo, first of all. No, I didn't think Remo was gonna kill her. I thought he was gonna threaten her. What?
Did I say Normero?
Well, no, you said Norman and Romero. You said Norma and Romero.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Point is, he meant Remo, and no, I didn't think he was going to kill her. I thought he was going to threaten her.
That's what I said. I said threaten, but anyways.
I'm sorry. But anyway, point is, you're right, I got her wrong, but blame the promos. They look very intimidating with, hey, stop shredding in there. Then he's getting thrown out. What are you expecting you to think?
I'm expecting you to think that the retirement home is behind it, not the old lady.
I'm saying that's right after he sees the old lady. I thought, I didn't know how much a regime the retirement home had.
Right, you're right.
I was like, I don't want to see him. Get him out of here. That's what I thought.
But that, you got to admit, that is kind of it is one of our most misguided speculations, I'd say.
Hey, look, we're all wrong a lot of the times.
All right.
We're all wrong sometimes. Okay, so anyway, basically, really sweet scene here with the old lady. It's pretty much so he finishes the will and it's done. It's $140. That seems to be his regular old person price.
Yeah.
Anyway, so unfortunately, she only has $43. Again, sweet old lady. I love how Jimmy's willing to work with her here. And when married that one time, it was it didn't take 70 layers to help her out. Of course, it backfired on him, but still. So the point is, and then she feels real. I love this. She feels genuinely guilty. He feels so bad for this.
Horrible.
Yeah, you feel really bad for this little lady. She only has $43 to her name, and then I love how we find out. First of all, we see Jimmy having a good heart here. He says, "Okay, listen, just mail it to me when you have it, and I'll help you out. Make it $120."
Yeah, doesn't he give the money that she gave her back too?
I believe he does.
Yeah. So.
And then he leaves, and really sweet, oh, thank you, and he's leaving. And I love this moment of kind of pause, wait a minute. She mentions she has an offer. I think she references I won't get a check until next week or something.
She references an allowance.
Yeah, allowance. She mentions she doesn't get her allowance. When she gets it next week, she'll mail it to him or something. It was a week or month. Anyway, so it says wait. So basically, Jimmy has this wait a minute. He knocks back on the door, and so apparently the company, the old folks, the Sandpiper people, they give them an allowance, and it's there's no Social Security, no pension, basically being directly handed to her. The Sandpiper people kind of handle that, and they take, I guess, her charges out of that and give her an allowance. So basically, I guess the point is they're doing stuff they shouldn't with that. They place apparently a lot of people in this have the same thing done for them with a bunch of other retirees that have the same thing done. Yeah.
All of them in the place have it done, yeah.
Well, I thought it was, she said a few other people, I guess, yes, by proxy.
No, I'm pretty sure she said it was a mandatory thing, and she said that was to keep it simple.
Oh. Okay. Anyway, so basically we have a really funny scene. I love the layout. This is classic Breaking Bad layout. Okay, so now this is important. The old secretary on the outside kind of signed Jimmy in. She's kind of our bad guy for this episode. One of our bad
Indeed, indeed. And visually, I think she reminds me a little bit of HT, which is kind of funny.
So basically, she kind of gives like, wait, what's going on here? Here's like Jimmy get into a rousing speech with the little old ladies, educating them.
And I love the moment with he's like, oh, can I use somebody's reading glasses? Okay, this will help, but I think it'll still be very difficult.
Oh,
it's so tiny. I love the delivery. It's so tiny.
I just love seeing Jimmy with the old lady glasses with the chain. It cracks me up. Anyway, so basically, we see here importantly the secretary front desk girl. She's spooked by this. So she says, "Uh-oh, he's talking to the old ladies. He's educating them, and some underhand stuff going on here." Meanwhile, Jimmy and Chuck Jimmy's talking about Chuck's place. Say, wait, where are the boxes? The boxes I dropped off last. And apparently, we also found out there's definitely stuff inside the boxes. So he wasn't lying about the boxes.
Yeah, I think I could have told you that.
However,
I'm sorry.
You're
a dick.
However, we were right about him maybe leaving them there to maybe get Chuck to peruse them, which he did.
That's true. And I love the analogy Chuck uses of the Tom Sawyer whitewashing strategy. I love that. As a literary nerd, I love these literary references that this and then Bates Motel have the Mice of Men reference.
Yeah, like the Tom Sawyer white picket fence gig.
I was like, I never thought of that. I never thought of it that way, but yeah, that's actually really accurate. Okay.
So basically, Chuck's saying, okay, listen, Jimmy, so I love this idea. Jimmy's helping his brother without taking away his confidence. That's why he left him there. So basically, we get him to peruse him, even though he didn't really need him to.
Right.
And basically, it's him trying to boost Chuck's confidence, trying to get him back into the fray of things. Anyway, so then Chuck says, okay, listen, just don't leave your boxes here. Let me get a regular thing. He says, okay, I need you to look at something. What did I just say? I love that line. Again, Michael McKean's awesome. I love the way he gets to play some comedy in this one. It's really great. It's just a little bit of comedy with that line. I just loved it.
Yeah, I just gotta say, I've been saying that me and you have always been high on Chuck. We've always thought that he's been one of the best parts of the show.
I love Chuck.
Other people haven't been as high on Chuck, but I think after this episode, I think the general consensus is kind of turning around on him. I think people are liking him a lot more, which is good. I think that's overdue.
I would hope so. So I have love for his brother Chuck. Checks out the little the paperwork there, and he's looking at it basically in really tiny, fine print.
It's so tiny.
Yeah, they looked at the retirement home's statements here, and apparently, they're overcharging. They're really tiny charges for that are overcharging the old folks for the little amenities. Mm-hmm. So, for example, $14 for Kleenex.
Yeah, right. So it's basically it's nothing that's ever very much, but it adds up.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of like the Superman 3 thing. You take a penny and that adds up. A little grander scale for this. The point is,
take a penny. Hold on. Norman! There we go.
Hey! What are you doing?
I'm sorry.
That doesn't count.
You know what? Fine. It's out of there. All right, moving on.
Okay, we can't have that crossover. If we have that crossover, we have chaos.
Oh, God.
So, the point is, the retirement home is overcharging the seniors, and they're concealing it, which does constitute as fraud.
Indeed.
And apparently, this is important. This is work Chuck did for this place, and he didn't catch it, so Chuck is now motivated. And anyway, Jimmy's asking, well, could this be like class act? Could this be big? He says, yeah, this could be big. But you're going to need more information. You need more information to prove this. So
Jimmy needs to go back to Sandpiper.
Yes, and then one of his many enemies is going to amass in his 6 years. Stands in his way here, the front desk secretary, and basically she takes. I just love the motion of he's about to sign the thing, saying he's going to see his client Miss Landry. And she just swipes it away before he can put the pen to the paper.
Right. We're concerned about solicitation on these premises.
I'm no gigolo.
We don't want our clients being harassed.
So basically, no legal solicitation, to be specific here. As they're trying to keep Jimmy out here, but security guards, and then he has a really funny line. I love how bathrooms are his go-to excuse, by the way. Just,
I love it. And then, does he notice the shredding right away? I think he does, right?
Yeah, he notices it, and he's going to call him on it a little later, I think.
Okay, so I love how he very much plays this off. He's like, all right, guys, fine. I'm going to the door, but you know what? This whole thing, it's got me a little rattled up. So, mind if I use your restroom? And so,
I got IBS. He says IBS, irritable bowel syndrome.
So then comes like one of the best. Oh my god, I love this.
Yeah, this was great.
It makes like mundane lawyer stuff look awesome and kick ass.
Which, by the way, this is actually the writer of this episode, Gordon Smith. From what I hear, I believe this is him. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's him. He has I think he's a sister or sister-in-law. I'm not sure. Has like lawyer. I think it's a sister. Has lawyer experience. So she's an actual lawyer. So she would be. So she's his go-to wealth of information for Saul's legal related stuff, and this is one of them. For this whole thing actually would hold up. So I mean, I like how it's coming from a real place.
Yeah, for sure. I listened to a podcast on post-show recaps, and that's co-hosted by Anthony Manzaro, who has big-time lawyer experience. So I think that's very helpful for me because I get and yeah, you're absolutely right. That is something that essentially what Saul is doing, and it's very comedic the way he's doing it, where he's writing it literally on toilet paper, but
he starts off with like the back. I love because he's out of. I love the mundanity of this. He's going to write down this really quickly, but he's out of room. Yeah, like that. But here's the thing: he's out of pages because it's all full with, I guess, important notes. So he writes it on the back of the cardboard thing, and then he runs out of room. So then he has to write on toilet paper.
Oh, that's great.
They keep knocking on the door saying, "Hey, we're waiting for you here. You can't be in here, sir. We're being patient,
sir. Finish up."
So anyway, apparently toilet paper equals legal action. Basically, it's an order to tell me he stopped shredding and filing a charge here, which means you got to stop your shredding or else it's destruction of evidence. They don't take it seriously. Stop shredding in there, and they throw him out.
You don't know who you're dealing with. You can tell your lawyers that you are dealing with James M. McGill, Esquire.
Call your lawyer. I love that. I don't know if I've mentioned this, but I just love the Esquire. I've always been a fan of the Esquire.
But yeah, like I was saying, like legally, this is very much a legit thing. That it's like if you think that evidence is being destroyed or anything like that, as a lawyer, you can issue a demand letter, and by issuing the demand letter, it means that essentially the opposing party has become aware. That they know that essentially. So that's how that works. But anyway.
Yeah, it's like a declaration, not a declaration of war specifically, but kind of a declaration of, hey, we got to talk terms.
Right, exactly. Okay.
So, meanwhile, a guy who we have much fondness for, Mike! He gets I love this scene, by the way. Oh, my God. Mike gets a call from Stacy, right? I just want to make sure.
Yeah, it's Stacy.
Why don't they call her by name? We have to find her.
I know. You basically have to freeze frame the notebook that Mike was looking through and see Stacy Airman Trout.
I mean, they've confirmed, yeah, she is Stacy. I'm just saying, Mike, call her by name, would you? Anyway. Oh, so Mike gets a call from Stacy, his daughter-in-law, and basically, she's stretched pretty thin since the loss of her husband. So basically, she needs to make ends meet, go work and stuff, work long hours, I presume, and she needs someone to watch Kaylee. All her options are out. I guess babysitter's out of the question. The point is that she needs Mike to watch Kaylee, and this is one of the best payoffs ever, by the way. That again, Jonathan, thanks. Oh my God, he doesn't have a lot.
Love his reaction as soon as he hears that he's just wanted. I think that's all he wants is to be wanted, and for him,
It's like, in a way, I'm hoping I don't start crying here, but in a way, it's as if he's bonding with his son through his granddaughter. I think it's
Right, yeah.
oh my! It's like the only piece, true, like DNA wise, piece of his son that is left in this world. He wants to be as close to as possible, and that's beautiful.
Yeah, so you gotta love the look on his face as soon as he hears about it.
And then the best payoff to all the Jimmy stuff happens. So again, really sweet. Again, Jonathan makes he won us over so much. We didn't even need to win us over. He won us over in excess. With the 5-0 episode. Here is a simple bit. He doesn't even need to say anything. He just communicates so much. Hey, after he gets that call, just saying that one line, he's saying, basically saying, "Hey, anytime." Mm-hmm. And then the moment happens where, like, guys are waiting in the window, and he just kind of waves them off, like, "Yeah, I get out of here." That's the moment.
But we still haven't seen him let Jimmy out.
Not yet. I think they must be saving that for like the end of the season. Again, that's either going to be whenever.
I would bet money that they're saving that for the final episode of the season.
If they're not saving it for the final episode, I'll tell you when they're going to use it. They're going to use it whenever Jimmy does something nice for like Kaylee. That's going to happen. If he does something nice in regard to Kaylee or Stacy or somebody, then he's going to let me with it. Like, you've earned my respect. Lawyer, you've earned my respect, lawyer.
Oh my god! Now I just hope that from now on, Mike never refers to him as Saul or Jimmy. He just refers to him as lawyer.
No. The point is, that's the sweetest moment. It's so hilarious. He's given all the stuff. He's so strict to the rules. But again, when it comes to his granddaughter, when it comes to his family, then he's all off. He will sacrifice anything for his family. Even his principles of, like, I'm going to be the best darn toll booth guy I can. Park in the tent. Toll booth guy I can. But then, hey, just get out of here. Forget the cash. Forget the stickers. Right. Get out of here. Mm-hmm. Oh, I love it. It's just a simple moment. We fall in love with Mike as much as we did in 5-0 almost. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so then Jimmy take us through.
Literally, all I have written down in my notes is Jimmy goes dumpster diving, and that's pretty much all you need to know.
So Jimmy's staking out the place. He sneaks in dead of night, and he's by the dumpster because he's looking for the shreddings.
This honestly makes me gag just thinking.
You know what? I just wrote in my notes a few times.
What?
I've really written like ew and like gross underlined because what's funny? This actually got me thinking. Because I heard in an interview that someone said, like, is this like the grossest stuff, or the most gross out stuff we're going to see this season? Well, it's one of them. So the point is that we might be seeing like at least one more gross out scene.
Okay, but let's go through the scene, and then I think thematically I very much have reason for it to be there. But let's go through it.
Okay, so here's what he's doing. So he's in the dumpster looking for stuff. First of all, I love the fact he's just wearing it's like the worst day he can possibly wear his white Matlock suit.
Exactly. Oh,
the
God.
Worst day he can wear. So it's in that. And by the way, when they shot this, they went through a few suits because it got so dirty and all. This is a lot of this is actual garbage. Not like garbage, but it's prepared garbage. It's actually like leavings of a garbage, but sanitary.
Well, I mean, I hope it's not real. You know what?
Yeah, well, yeah, I know. Oh, yeah, I know you. The point is, I also wrote stinky dumpster.
Oh God!
Anyway, so he's going through, and one of the really gags. So he's going through all these trash cans, looking for like shreddings, and one of them we see something white. It's not shreddings. It's a diaper.
Well, I love like how he opens it and like he just like reacts to the smell and then he takes like 30 seconds and then just goes in.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I love that bit.
Yeah.
Like takes the moment of pause. Like, I really. Yeah, so all on the diaper, the diaper gag. And then how does it get worse, folks? I'll tell you. And remember, I remind you to cushion the gross out blow. It is sanitarily prepared garbage, so it's like just they made leavings, so it's not like just. But still,
I mean,
really
I would
gross.
assume.
Yeah.
It's not like they just stuck Odenkirk in a freaking retirement home dumpster with real. Yeah, I would assume so.
I assume there might be some accidental medical waste in there, so I wouldn't stick them in there.
Right.
Point is, so then the guards, like kind of the guard security guys, they're dumping some trash, and it's like an open. I don't know if it's like an open bag or rips or something. It's just.
I think the bag rips. I think that's what it is.
Yeah, it's like what they put in this garbage is like salad, parts of a salad. Some. But I assume maybe I'd be hilarious if there was some Jello in there. I'm not sure. Like, browns, parts of salad, really gross, and like wet salad. Ugh.
Oh, it's awful. It's
So really
really
disgusting, and just underlying gross. And then this is hilarious. How does it get any worse? He gets a call, and he answers. I love he still continue like the whole James McGill Esquire. May I take your call?
Oh, it's great. Yeah.
Really, really funny. And then we see it's oh god, I forgot the guy's name.
Okay, let's see. I have him written down somewhere.
Oh no, it's Rich Slater.
Rich Slater. Okay.
Is it
okay.
Stater or Staker? It's Rich
I don't know. Yeah, you're right. The first name's Rich. I was having trouble with the.
I think Rich Stacker. I can't read my last name.
I have it in my notes. It's Schreiker. Schreiker. I don't know. Let's just call him Rick.
Yeah. Well, Rich.
Rich. Okay.
That's an appropriate name. Anyway, so he gets a call.
I honestly like this guy.
Yeah, this guy's cool.
Yeah.
So Rich calls Jimmy. Is this a bad time? No. Your voice is. You're giving your voice then. Well, I'm at the opera. Really funny. The magic flute.
The magic flute.
Anyway, so basically he's calling about the demand letter because he has to respond to that legally. So he's talking about, and remember the whole letter was like talking about you guys are it's a spoliation, which means you're shredding of the documents and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
No, actually, wait, spoliation means the destruction of that, right?
Yeah, I guess.
The point is, it means like something underhanded.
Yeah, for sure.
So anyway, so basically, then he asks, I love that guy. This guy has some good line deliveries. How in terms of he just asks a simple question, it has like all these negative connotations. Like, are you related to Charles McGill? Yeah. Well, yeah. I'm just making sure the relations are because this is a courtesy call.
Mm-hmm.
Basically warning him, like, if you really have no ground to stand on this, so if you try, I'll have no choice but to take it down. Essentially. Basically, he has no bones about it, kind of insulting him, just saying, oh, you wrote it down on toilet paper, so I had trouble reading it. That sort of stuff.
He suggests, what does he suggest? Double space?
Yeah, you should have double space. Or no, double ply. You should have double plied. What a jerk.
Oh, God.
Anyway, but again, that is kind of the blowback of writing it on toilet paper. There actually is a legitimate legal thing of like, well, I can't really read this.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Okay, anyway, so then basically after like kind of a call not well spent.
Well, I love how the guy he hangs up with, enjoy the magic flute.
And then Jimmy says, well, you can blow my magic flute. And then this gag stole the episode. This gag here.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So he gets out of the can, which, by the way, a little touch, they put like a box to kind of air out the can for a moment. So anyway, so he leaves the can. It basically is defeated. He gets a call from this guy, pretty much saying, "Hey, you have nothing, buddy, nothing." Now he gets out. He's defeated. He's walked away with nothing. Now on his way out, he looks to like the right, and he sees the place he definitely should have started looking, the recyclables bin.
Yeah, good job.
And what's on the very top? The shreddings.
We don't see them at first. We just see him look into the bin and then just his reaction, which I thought was really good framing.
Yes, again, I think it's Jimmy to a testament that this is a guy who literally will fight tooth and nail, go through all the muck and all the trash to get the job done.
In terms of my thematic tie, I definitely think this is Jimmy's wading through shit moment, which we also had with Jesse Pinkman with the whole porta potty thing. So I believe that this is definitely him wading through shit to get to kind of like the glory, just like Jesse was kind of at the lowest point that episode before going. I mean, he did find Jane and everything after that, and then he kind of relapsed. But you get the point. It's like, I feel like for Breaking Bad, this is a recurring thing in the Breaking Bad verse of having characters literally wade through shit.
Oh, by the way, I was mentioning that. I just want to mention, this made me think about Breaking Bad. Yeah, there are a lot of gross out moments in Breaking Bad when you really think about it. The porta potty, the Walter, he has the unfortunate bathroom incident.
Oh, God.
Yeah, well, I mean, I used to know. I just don't want to say because it's really creepy. It's just when he's using the bathroom and when his cancer started to take effect and it's all bloody and
right.
scary and gross.
And then, of course, we have T.O. shitting himself in the cups.
God. We do.
Oh, God.
So, yeah, there are a lot of gross out moments in Breaking Bad when you really think about it.
But they're
Okay.
done in such a classy way, though.
They are. Well, I mean, Tio and well, yeah, comparatively in a classy way.
Comparatively, yeah. I mean, this isn't like Adam Sandler gross out type stuff we're dealing with.
Don't mention that guy on this show. Anyway,
Well, you're not looking forward to that new the new video game movie that he's doing,
Pixels.
Pixels.
I'm not going to get into that right now. We're going to talk about this.
Okay.
Anyway, so let's see. So again, speaking of Jimmy to a T, we get a scene here that just represents him to a T. So he's at Chuck's place with the shreddings, and he's trying to pull. I call this pulling an Argo.
Kinda.
Yeah, basically an Argo slash kind of Penguin from Batman Returns. It's basically putting the shreddings back together.
Argo, fuck yourself.
Right. So it's a long night in store for Jimmy. Putting the pieces together. Obviously, in order as he's separating them in the piles. And Chuck says, "What are you doing?" He says, well, "This can't be listed." No, it's public access. The trash.
Well, we do get a good montage, first of all.
We do. We get a good montage of Jimmy separating the piles and such,
Mm-hmm.
and going through them as best he can. But still, he's not as good as the next guy. So basically, it is public access. Was it the trash? We can pretty much just begging his brother, like, "Here, please, I need the space. Hey, look, Jimmy, you can work here. It's fine. Just, why don't you put on the coffee? Want some coffee? Well, then put on the coffee." Really, they're brothers to it. These two guys. Yeah, good brother dynamic. He's like kind of chucking a little jab in at Jimmy. We'll put the coffee on.
Mm-hmm.
So we see. McGill. Sorry, why did I write his full name? Chuck. I don't know why. I must have been thinking of the earlier lawyer scene. That must be why.
Boy,
So Chuck has a really great line. Again, Michael McKean gets to play a little bit of comedy here. He says, "Oh God, for God's sweet sake." Because he sees Jimmy passed out on the ground, exhausted. He's like, who can blame him? He's been digging through trash. He's putting it's like an impossible task, by the way, almost. Again, Argo and the Penguin can only do this task.
Indeed.
So anyway, he sees his brother's trying his heart out, so he puts his head under like a little not comforter, but like under like a rug or something.
I thought it was like a little couch pillow.
Yeah, something like that. It's a blanket type thing. You just fold it up, I think.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, so he puts it there and he helps Jimmy out. And we see next morning, wow, Chuck does great work. He did it because he's awesome. And basically a little moment of thanks between the brothers, and they have their smoking gun, which Chuck points them to, which is the syringes. It's like he says, why don't you go under like a 30471 NSA thing. Point is, he gives them some valuable information. Why don't you check with that, see if you can get something going here. And now this is important. Chuck says, what we're going to do is, us, if it's okay with you. He says, oh, sure. And Jimmy,
then they just, upon hearing that, Jimmy just gives him a big hug because it's just like, oh my God, my brother's back.
Well, I don't
working
think
with me finally.
Does he give him a hug?
I think so. Yeah,
I'm for it. I can't remember if he gives him a hug. I remember he's just so enthusiastic. I remember he's really enthusiastic. I don't remember if there's a hug or not. The point is, it's really sweet just seeing these two guys. Yeah, my brother, he's starting to snap out of it. Hooray!
Mm-hmm.
So Kim gets a call from Jimmy, and he's about to...
Hey, gorgeous.
Oh, yeah. Well, someone's looking. Someone's in a good mood.
Well, whoa, you're starting right out of the gate. You must want something.
Oh, yeah, adorable. Oh, this Kim Wexler, she's so much better than Skylar.
Oh, yeah.
At the very least, early season Skylar.
No, she's as much as I came around on late season Skylar, I think she's still better.
Yeah, come on. So far, Kim Wexler hasn't had a bad moment.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
Okay, let's see. So Kim gets going and she's about to walk out. I love that. Then she basically gets like a really big favor put upon her. Basically wants her to look up some information. Apparently, this is a weird name thing. Apparently, one of the names is Disney.
Disney, yeah.
It's like I wrote the initials down as like V Disney.
V Disney, yeah.
That's weird. Why would they put that?
I don't know.
I know the Disney family is not in that retirement home.
Hey, you don't know.
I'm like 80% certain.
Maybe some, some distant Disney relatives are off in New Mexico. We don't know.
Boy. Anyway,
Okay.
so pretty much basically, Jimmy reminds her, "Hey, you owe me one for the whole."
Oh shit. You owe me one. Oh shit. Pennies. Goddamn pennies. You owe me one for the carnival.
Oh yeah. So yeah. Basically, what he's asking her is, okay, you found the information. I'm going to need you to print that out, which will be a whole lot of pages. It'll be $400 worth of printing, so a whole bunch of pages.
Mm.
So obviously, $400 worth of printing, not something she wants to foot, and she can't directly bill Howard per Jimmy's suggestion. So basically, he says, well, give me a second. He runs out the check, says, okay, you want me to just run the information back and forth, or do you want? No, use my number, 1868. By the way, there's a really funny line about Howard's PIN number for the printing. Is basically 1943. When they invaded Poland.
Right. Oh god.
So again, to the 1868 solution from Chuck, and then Kim asked, "Well, wait, Chuck's working with you on this?" Oh yeah, well he is a partner, isn't he? I love Jimmy using that to his advantage. Well, you're going to keep him on, might as well use the privileges.
Exactly. Right.
And basically, this is an important moment. Kim asking, "Do you think he can handle it?" And says, "Yeah, he can handle it."
Chuck's a rock star.
Yeah, that's good. I really like that.
I love how he says, "Yeah, just bring it over. We're making pizza. Save you a slice."
We're ordering a pizza, I guess.
Yeah, we're ordering pizza. Yeah.
Yes,
And they're not going to be like Obadiah Stane and be like, "Oh, you can only have one slice, Tony."
Well, no, he offers him two, Tiki.
Oh, just 2 slices. I'm sorry. I'm trying to force an Obadiah Stane reference.
No, it's fine. I'm just a member who says, "Hey, take 2, Tony. Take 2."
Here, take 2 slices, Tony.
I just love he offers him 2 slices of pizza for the arc reactor technology. It's hilarious. Anyway, so then we have another adorable, another another Emmy-winning scene with Mike here.
Yeah.
Mike and his daughter Kaylee, and they're playing with Play-Doh, and it's adorable because any scene with Mike and his granddaughter is always awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And she's a little Michelangelita.
Michelangelina, yeah.
Really funny. And basically, so then there's a really potent scene here with Mike and Stacy. Stacy basically asking him if she still has the cash from Mike's son. That remember all the dark connotations behind that cash.
Indeed.
Basically, she asks, like, hey, what should I do with this money? I'm asking you, should I spend it? And then, oh my God, Mike steals it with this line. Says, if it does any good whatsoever, spend every penny of it.
I love it. Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh, we love Jonathan
like,
Banks, and we love Mike.
Equally, yeah. And then she's like, okay, well, that's great. It'll help, but it's only a drop in the bucket.
Yeah.
I think that moment right there, that is like the mustard on the shirt moment for Mike. He's just like,
I think Gus Fring's ears are burning right now.
Oh dear.
Well, actually, one of his ears are burning, actually.
Oh God. Yeah.
To be specific.
So yeah, that's basically Mike's moment of like, okay, I know what I have to do.
I have to find Chicken Man, not Al from Al's Toy Barn, the other Chicken Man.
Now I want to see someone make a parody video of that, Mike looking around for the Chicken Man.
Oh, can you imagine if someone did a mashup and made Woody Heisenberg? Can you imagine that?
Oh God. Okay.
Oh, I guess that makes Buzz Lightyear Jesse. Either makes Buzz Hank or Jesse Pinkman.
I'm not even gonna get into that.
Okay. We're getting back on point. So the lawyer, so basically our opposing lawyer here, Rich, he gets a copy. He gets a copy of what they found, the big piece of evidence. I love the terror on his face, of the surprise on his face. It's like, hey, we put it together. It's all shredded, but it's put together.
Oh yeah.
And then that constitutes a visit from Rich and his pals. His lawyer pals that negotiate terms. So they're at Chuck's house, and I love this. Now again, to me, this is a risky move, and we see how it backfires.
Okay.
Jimmy asked them to ground themselves, because of Chuck's condition. Now, in terms of a business negotiation, this is a show of weakness, which is never good, by the way.
Yeah, that's very true.
In that moment, he gave these guys the upper hand, which is always run through my mind during this scene of like, oh no, I gave him the upper hand just now.
Mm-hmm.
I was hoping that Chuck's condition, since it's improved, he at least stand a few minutes talking to these guys with the stuff. But we'll see how that pays off. So basically, the lawyers accept. Oh yeah, we'll ground ourselves. Leave the electronics out here. So so they have a little sit down at the McGill dinner table.
Well, it's important to note that Chuck is very nervous at first. He doesn't think he can do it.
Yes.
And then Jimmy's just like, all you have to do is sit there and work and look intimidating. You're already intimidating to them.
You look intimidating. You're Charles McGill.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love that. That's such a sweet moment. Like, hey, you're Charles McGill.
Mm-hmm. This is like the Pistons versus the Colts. Which I'm not a sports guy, but I assume that's... I'll take it.
So right off the bat, Rich is trying to butter Chuck up, saying, oh yeah, we did work together back in the day. Oh yeah, you're so good.
Yeah, and you can totally tell what he's trying to do. And I love how Chuck is very cold about it. He's just like, oh, well, good to see you.
And there's a really funny line in this. I assume you picked up on this, but could be wrong. There's a really funny line where it basically says, "Yeah, you say we've gotten creative with our funding," or something. He dances around. This, oh yeah, it's Salvador Dali creative.
Right.
Salvador Dali, or the guy Disney worked with on the Fantasia.
No, that's incorrect.
Well, I mean, on the deleted, Destino, wasn't it?
Yeah, Destino, but that wasn't for Fantasia.
Well, what was that for then?
It was just a short.
Well, I know what. Sorry, they put it on the DVD for one of the Fantasias.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah. I think
Sorry.
it was like a deleted bit from Fantasia, or.
I don't think so. I'm like 90% sure it was just an individual short.
I'm just wondering why they wouldn't use that if they had that. But anyway, now's not the time.
There's a big long story for it. That's a whole podcast.
Okay. So anyway, it's Dolly aside.
Mm-hmm.
We how did you get this material? Because you'd never be able to use it. Well, no, it's public property because it's trash, which of course he was really familiar with.
Oh, God.
So basically, there's no the lawyer, however, does mention like, hey, there's no threat here though. Still, regardless, no threat. We have our place has a 5-star rating. The retirement has a 5-star rating. Some
not just his place, like all the all the 12 facilities all have 5-star ratings.
That's important. 12 facilities that catches Chuck's here.
Right.
So basically, our lawyer here, Rich, he's trying to write it off as, well, okay, we'll admit some of our clients were billed in excess. It's an accounting error, I assure you. So basically, let me get the terms here. They say, okay, well, $46,320 is what was overbilled for the clients. So here's what we're going to do. We'll give basically $46,000 for your expenses, and in the end, basically $100,000 even for everything.
Sure.
It was the settlement they're going for. Like half of it goes to part of it goes to the clients, and the other half goes to them, I guess.
To make the clients whole.
Yeah,
I really like how that terminology is brought up again, even though it's in an obviously completely different context than it was in Breaking Bad.
So then Chuck and Jimmy, they pulled the syringe card, which is basically the syringe. The syringes are from Nebraska, and they were shipped across state lines, which apparently constitutes a RICO case in some way, which I'm still not sure about. But look, they have lawyers. I'm not going to mess with it too much. I'm going to assume and see how it plays out. Okay, because RICO, to my knowledge, I know the mob RICO. I think it just means in terms of an accounting error of some kind, which I guess constitutes this. That's what I'm going with right now.
I can't really help you.
All I can assume is that it constitutes racketeering of some kind because it's a lot of money that's being siphoned off somehow. I'm going to guess that. Please, and if anyone knows, be nice about it, tell us about it, but don't sue me. No, seriously, don't sue me, please. Anyway, so basically it constitutes a RICO case. More importantly, it constitutes fraud.
Oh yeah.
So then I love this, but this bit cracks me up. So then our opposing lawyers have like a little huddle at the table. Just give us a moment. Just a little huddle at the table. And just the look between the brothers, it cracks me up. So then they basically say, okay, so what do they want? They say, okay, what amount would you like to be paid? 20. And then I love the surprise on Jimmy's face when Chuck names this. $20 million.
Well, first of all, I also love the framing where I don't know if you caught this, but I definitely did, where you're kind of worried for Chuck like you're kind of worried if he's basically gonna like freeze on stage in a way because he's just sitting there very silently, and you're just like, oh god, is Chuck gonna crash? Is Jimmy gonna have to carry him? But then no, in that moment, it's like bam. You didn't really pick up on that?
I didn't really pick up on that. I thought it was safe because I guess I was thinking more of the sensitivity to the electronics.
I just got the sense that we saw he was nervous with Jimmy at the beginning of the scene. I thought that kind of showed in a little tension.
That's fair. I didn't pick up on that, but you got a point there, definitely. Anyway, so basically after the $20 million offers is $20 million or we'll see you in court. Mm-hmm. It's a no-go because they directly cut to them leaving in the car. And I just love Jimmy saying, $20 million! It's conservative. I just love Chuck's such a brotherly. It's conservative. They have 12 facilities. So yeah, it's conservative.
Yeah.
So again, seeing Chuck in action mode here is pretty impressive. And now we get to see Chuck in action. We're kind of calling the shots here on what to do next. So his confidence has been restored. He knows what to do now. Says, okay, well, we're going to trial with this, so we got to get this settled, call these guys. We have to get you back on the premises. We'll get like a TRO, I forget what it stands for. We'll get you like a TRO, so basically something involving trespassing, they get that repealed or something. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Mm-hmm. And then I love this moment is the moment that sells it all. Just Jimmy saying, well, yeah, what are you waiting for? I'll get right on it. He's like so excited. Jimmy, for a long time now, has just been helping his brother, seeing his brother in a really saddened state of just being like a guy who's kind of confined to a house. He's been kind of, subject to this illness of his, and he's starting to get over a little bit. So he's been getting a little happier now. He's seeing his brother in full force, just reminding him of the good old days. The man who inspired Jimmy is now back, and he's really excited to see that, see his brothers in good spirits, and that's just motivating him. It's like, yeah, let's do this.
Right, yeah.
Then we see Mike at the vet.
Let me ask you this. When we get the shot of all the people waiting, is it a little bit reminiscent of the shots that we get famous for with Breaking Bad and Saul's waiting room?
It vaguely reminded me of that.
Yeah, like stylistically, I think it's just a vague homage. I want to say it's a vague homage. I really want to hope it's intentional. Okay.
So,
it's just kind of interesting because it's like, the theme is like these people are waiting and they're waiting for a seemingly innocent reason, for the vet, but then we know how shady this vet is, and we know right away this is, so, okay, anyways.
Again, with our shady vet, we remember that, Mike has worked with this guy before, and with being shady, he's sewing Mike up, and he knows he's a really capable guy. He may be involved in who could potentially be involved if he agrees to some stuff, do some let's just say illegal business, perhaps. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so I love this. First, there's a bit of camaraderie here, like talking about like an overbreeded dog. Like, oh, you should have seen this one dog. It was overbreeded. It was terrible what these folks did to it. Which I think might be a subtle homage to. It's like kind of I'm really stretching here. Maybe an homage to Half Measures.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah,
I say that in terms of he mentioned like kind of like a horror story, like, oh, these people did something so terrible to this thing.
Yeah, I can see that.
Anyway, so then Mike kind of asked him, by the way, this dog apparently is coming back, so this is actually Mike's dog. It's not just one he just found somewhere.
That's cool. That's good to know.
Anyway, so apparently...
Mike's some camaraderie.
Yeah, Mike's camaraderie also is like he just found this thing in the shelter. So it's a shelter dog, and he says, oh, I appreciate that, because that's when he mentions the whole breeder thing. Oh, you should see these people breeding dogs. It's terrible.
Sure.
So then Mike asks him, hey, are you still in touch with your people? Anyway, so then says, yeah, sure. Well, it depends what you're up for. But what do you got? Bum bum bum.
I'll tell you what I got. You tell me what you got. I'll tell you what I'll do.
Oh yeah. Reminds me a lot of that one episode. I think second episode of 5 where Walter convinces Mike to join the cause. If it's
right. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Okay. Again, similar situation. Mike needs cash for his family.
Indeed.
So let's see. And of course, we'll get the speculation. We'll save it for speculation. Meanwhile, Jimmy's at Chuck's. Oh, here's our really cool ending. So, Jimmy's at Chuck's, and Jimmy's got 3 more clients. they need. Jimmy, after a long day of running around, he forgot the code provisions.
Mm-hmm.
And, Chuck kind of needs that. He says, "Oh well, didn't forget them. They're in the car. He's taking a little rest on the couch. He's been a lot of running around, busy day. They're in the car, and apparently Chuck needs them. He's really tired. So then Chuck does the unthinkable. I love this shot. It's the reveal of the shot. He's going outside. Oh, yeah. He's going outside, and we're thinking like he didn't do like the whole breathing exercise like he did before. So even if he was still on this path of recovery, I mean he's so far along now. Just from the bath, just walking out there, like no breathing, no worries, no nothing. And it's right at the front door. He was only doing it out the back door because he had a transformer like in the corner and everything.
That's a good point.
So now he just walks out of there, and like attention's going like, oh man, what's Chuck doing? He walks outside. He goes to the trunk. At first, I was like, okay, well, he's trained for it. But then he's just taking his sweet old time. He's putting the pen in his mouth, getting the stuff out of the mailbox, getting the phone.
Oh yeah.
And it's dawning on me. Oh my God, he's getting over it. He walks out to the trunk. This shot is great, by the way. He grabs the box full of the files. I guess provisional.
What's in the box?
Not now.
I'm sorry.
Grabs the box full of the provisional codes, and then Jimmy realizes where Chuck is. Oh my God! He goes out there, Chuck. And we have this wow moment of then Chuck realizing where he is because he's so wrapped up in his work. He's so kind of on the job focused, and he's like so back in his proper mindset.
A good point. Yeah, it's like he doesn't even realize what he's doing.
And he then kind of realizes his surroundings, and he just drops the box out of happiness of like, oh my God! And just like that wow moment of just dropping the box. You know, I would have, for me, I would have loved to see. I mean, I just cut it because it's kind of a cool moment to cut to. But I would have loved it. There's kind of like a moment of like the brothers running up and hugging each other.
Yeah, that would have been nice, but I do like the
abrupt.
Thematically, what we have with the box, yeah.
We do, and it's fine. I'm just saying, like, in a moment, I would love Chuck's always like, yeah, little brother, like, yeah, we did it, yeah.
Yassa!
So anyway, so that's our big ending, like, you know, just that wow moment from Chuck of like, Chuck! Drop. Cut the black.
Yeah, good stuff. Great character-related ending, which is also kind of a good cliffhanger at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right, so you want to get into some spec?
Sure. So we got our promo.
Okay.
So basically, you know, they're talking about like it's our case. You know, these guys are working together.
Right. Yeah.
Jimmy, we knew that. Mike's on the job, and he's looking really intimidating doing so, holding the guns. He's approaching some guy holding a gun to him. Looks really cool. Is looking like Chuck's cured, at least for the most part.
Right.
And there's a lot of tension at HHM for Chuck taking on this case, and
that's where I think a lot of the endgame stuff is going to come from.
There's a lot of tension at HHM right now.
Yeah.
That's about it from the promo I got.
Okay, well, basically what I think is going on is I think the endgame thing we're going to get is Kim somehow betraying Jimmy with this case.
Oh, yeah.
Either taking it out from under him or somehow working with Howard to make sure that Chuck can't get on the case or something. I think what we're building towards the the point of friction between Jimmy and Kim, what really sends their relationship over the edge.
Do you think? Let me ask you: does it sound possible that the Sandpiper people they would somehow have HHM do their legal representation?
What I'm thinking more is I'm thinking that HHM is going to take the case from Jimmy somehow. That's my speculation.
Well, I'm thinking regardless. I think it's been kind of building for a while here. It's like kind of it's in a different way, mind you, because we thought it was going to be over the Kettleman case, but
Kettlemans.
Kettlemans. But it's basically Kim being put in position against Jimmy, which definitely is going to exercise who her loyalty is going to fall to, you know, HHM or Jimmy, with whatever is coming their way now.
Mm-hmm.
So now, yeah, it's probably going to be over this case because, you know, apparently Howard wants this case, big case, $20 million.
Yeah, it's a huge case. Yeah, right.
Remember, in the beginning, Chuck apparently is entitled, in Jimmy's opinion, is entitled to $17 million, so they get $20 million.
True.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
So that's where my speculation's at right now. Is I think that Kim is going to have a hand in it because we've seen time and time again. As much as we love the camaraderie between Kim and Jimmy, Kim is the type of person where she puts her career before her morals, and so I think she's going to be willing to burn the bridge with Jimmy, and I think it's going to be devastating. I don't think I honestly, in terms of people dying. What do you think? Do you think we're going to see anyone? Because right now, I don't think so.
Well, I was more I was more worried about Chuck at the beginning of this season. I'm thinking if they're going to kill him off, it'd probably be in 2 now.
Yeah, I've come around to Chuck. I think Chuck's at least going to be in the 2nd season.
Yeah.
Unless they want to do like a big shock kill.
I'm saying they could pull a reverse Pinkman.
Right.
They could always pull a reverse Pinkman, just have it be Nacho at the end. But then again, I don't know.
Nacho is kind of my criticism of the entire series thus far, and that really hasn't helped with this episode. Is where the hell is Nacho? This is really pissing me off.
Then again, remember this: Tuca really appeared only the last last 2 episodes of Breaking Bad. So maybe he'll have some big things to do in the last 2 episodes. I mean, sorry, not Breaking Bad. I mean, in the first season of Breaking Bad. Yeah, he appeared in the last 2 episodes.
That's true. I don't know. I'm just like you introduce someone like that, and you introduce the skateboard twins, and you think they're both going to be kind of main fixtures of the cast, and then they're just gone.
Look, again, skateboard kids, you got to be fair. I mean, those guys, they would have a better role maybe in 2 because again, they are recovering right now.
Yeah, I hear you.
That one's fair. We got to excuse the twins on that. I'm sure they're going to be back. I'm like, how can you not bring back the Skater twins? They are his Badger and Pete. Come on. But, however, I'm going to say this. I'm going to make this statement for the series. I think I think it's because we can't just compare it blindly to Breaking Bad. It is pretty much. You're right. It is comparison. I think because it's a different show, I think they should have had more episodes. I know.
Yeah, you've been saying that, but it's just it is what it is.
I think that's the thing. I think that maybe that's the flaw. If we had more episodes, it would. For a show like this, I think it just needs more episodes.
But my argument with that is that I think a couple of the episodes that we've had have been more or less a little superfluous.
Well, I mean, how many exactly?
I'm not gonna go as far as to say superfluous, but just we got plot. I'm thinking Alpine Shepherd Boy, and then I'm thinking Bingo. Stuff happened, and we moved the plot forward, but it was just I don't know. Those 2 episodes in particular are probably my weak points of the series.
I know. I still think we need them, but I just think this series seems more fitted to if they had this. Believe it or not, I'm going to say this series feels like it's could kind of benefit from the 20 episode thing.
No.
Look, at the very least 13. I'm just saying 20 to be kind of. I think it's a show should take its time and have more time for kind of these one-off stories that do fit overall in terms of character depth.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just weird. But I'm thinking shows like Bates Motel and shows like Game of Thrones. They do the 10 episode format every season, and it works out quite well for them. So I don't know. And I do very much think that this episode does kind of suffer from Bates Motel season 1 syndrome a little bit, where I think the first 5 episodes and then the last 5 episodes are kind of mini sort of sub-seasons unto themselves. Because if you think about it, the episode 5, what was 5? That was Alpine Shepherd Boy. So that was kind of the whole arc going up with that was Jimmy in dire straits financially, and then getting the money from the, getting the bribe money from the Kettlebuns, and then seeing Mike and all that stuff. And then, so that was basically just laying out the cards. And then one thing I will say about the overall direction of the series, I like how all the Elder Law stuff played out. I very much enjoyed how I thought that was getting a little superfluous, and now I'm enjoying kind of the payoff for it. So, all right, any more speculation? I think we've pretty much covered it.
I'm going to say that okay, what was I going to say?
Do you think that we're going to get any more glimpses of Gene? in this first season? Do you think maybe they're going to
If
bookend
we're going to
it?
get a glimpse of Gene, it'll either be last episode of this season or the first episode of 2. That's when we're going to see him again.
Okay.
I'm sure they're going to touch back on Gene. Again, I think... I'm just being safe. I just think this show definitely needs more episodes. I like.
Well, we are getting 13 for season 2. I'm not entirely sure why we got only 10 for season 1.
Yeah, I don't know, maybe it's like one of those writer guild type things. I don't know.
I have no idea.
I think maybe if they had 13, we might have less problems with it. I don't know.
Because it's not like they didn't have confidence in the show. Because if they didn't have confidence in the show, then they wouldn't have renewed it for a second season before a damn episode even premiered. You know what I mean?
And again, maybe I'm not saying they're getting cocky, but maybe they are. I'm not saying they're getting cocky, but maybe they have. They're taking their time because they have a master plan they want to lay out in at least 2 seasons to see if they can get their footing with the future. But again, still they should probably lay the foreground a little more with the first season. That feels more complete, I guess.
Yeah, and I don't know. It's election happened in 2 episodes, but really, I really want to see at least wrap up on the Nacho stuff. I think that is
I'm sure Nacho. I'll bet you the farm that Nacho's gonna be in the last episode.
I really hope so because I'm kind of bummed that he wasn't in as much of it as he was.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyways, the point is, trying to think if there's anything else here. I think we're getting more Mike Jimmy development next season, but again, Mike might fix. If Mike doesn't fit into the last episode, it'll definitely be a bigger fixture in 2, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure we'll see big chunks of Mike because basically the last 2 episodes are going to be him sort of starting to go down the path that we meet up with him on in Breaking Bad.
Oh, it'd be great.
What?
The ending of this season might in fact be Gus Fring's little cameo of Gus Fring.
It Los Polos.
Think about Marco. Pollos.
Oh, God.
See, the ending of Marco might just be the end, one of the ending scenes of Mike seeing who his employer is or whoever he's trying to hire him, saying it's just, yes, Mr. Ermentrout, I hear you're looking for a job.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
my organization could benefit from you. Oh, thank you, Mr. Fring. I think that'd be a wise arrangement. Bum bum bum. Ding ding.
Okay.
No, I think that'd be great. If not, at the very least, they have to title the next episode. If Gus Fring does next season's first episode, if Gus Fring does have a little cameo, or at least he's starting to be seen it in, they gotta call it Pollos.
Pollos. Oh God. That doesn't have the O though.
Well, I mean, they can change it for 2. That's why it could be in 2. They usually have him in here and then 2. But they don't have to name everyone O in the season 2. We don't know.
I honestly kind of hope they stick with it if they can.
Well, hey, you can only do so many names with O in it.
I know. Oh God. I still want my Coco Bolo.
Oh, that would be great. They gotta do an episode in 2 and they gotta have an episode in season 2 called that.
I really want to see that. Okay, anyway.
So the point is, this again, we're speaking out of turn, but all we can do is the wait and see right now because we got 2 episodes left. I think it'd fit a lot in there. They change your minds. Like this episode changed your mind a little bit, right? In places.
It did. It definitely did. After this episode, I'm way more high on this series as a whole than I was after last week's episode. I thought last week's episode was definitely the low point of the series. Ironically, after the huge high point of the series, that was 5-0.
So I guess just overall thoughts on the episode before we close out here.
Yeah, I actually think this is definitely in the top 3 episodes that we've got. I really enjoyed this. This had all the quintessential elements. We had the great, really memorable gross out scene, all kinds of comedy in there, just played perfectly. We got the Chuck dynamic, which really came to a head. I thought this cold open was the best cold open of the series. Of course, all the good Mike stuff that happened. So all around, I'd say this episode is, I'd say 5-0 is definitely the crowning achievement so far this season. After that, I'd probably say Miho. I'd say this is right below Miho.
I'm going to say this is one of their this is one of their big kind of, now they've laid the foreground, now they're actually getting into the meat of it towards the end, but still now they're getting to the meat, their comfortable footing now with starting with this one really.
Mm-hmm.
So like now they know what they want to say with the Jimmy character, with Chuck, everything, because we see again with really well formatted cold open of like just seeing the idealistic young James McGill and how all he's
Here's
gone
your
through.
package, Dan.
Yes, all he's gone through and all he's willing to go through to achieve victory. And you see he's really tried his heart out to get that past the bar. And again, I think it's interesting that this is important. I think it's interesting. We don't know there's a small chance he might be lying. He could be lying but passing the bar. Because remember, even from what I hear, like that whole they haven't confirmed this officially, but the idea is he forged that little document that Scott was looking at in Breaking Back. It's called Saul McGill, but then they didn't know how far they were going back, so it's up in the air.
Right.
Point is, my point is, Jimmy, I love seeing the Jimmy character just kind of being figured out. We see kind of the fall from grace. You can't really be certain on his morality exactly. You see, he's definitely started out more idealistic, and we don't know how much of slipping Jimmy's still in that beginning there, but still, he's just we root for Jimmy, no matter what. Even
point. I didn't really even consider the possibility of that.
Yeah, and again, that's just the fact that he goes through so much, and out of respect for his brother. His brother really did change his life, and we're going to see, and ultimately how that pays off of being kind of a mockery of what his brother wanted for him.
Okay.
So again, this is really great ground-setting stuff here in this episode. And we had some really fun Mike stuff with Kayla. There was kind of a theme of family in this one.
Oh yeah.
Of course, I think by the end, we're going to have kind of a debate of family. Gives Jimmy and his family, Kim and her, false family of the HHN. Right. And of course, Mike with his family. So I think family is definitely a big theme of this.
Yeah, I can agree for sure.
So, point is, I really like this one. I can't wait to see it continue. By the way, I think next one might open with be hilarious. The next one will open with Jimmy and Chuck just getting lunch, and he orders the pimento.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can see that.
That'd be kind of funny if you just opened with someone ordering like a pimento sandwich or something.
Yeah. No, and Chuck being out in the open and being able to go out to lunch would be a big deal, and it would solidify why we would have that title. So that's a good call. I hope that happens.
What do you recommend, Jimmy? Try the pimento. And you know where they should be? They should be in the same place where Mike meets.
Well, of course they should. Would they have it any other way?
Yeah.
Oh God. It's like that's the one cafe in all of New Mexico.
Well, that and Denny's.
Oh God. Right. Okay. All right, I'd say that's it, right? About to wrap up.
Yeah, it's a good episode.
Yo, yeah, absolutely. Like I said, this is probably one of the top 3 of the show. This really restored my faith in the show. I was really slipping in my interest in on the slipping Jimmy kind of way, but yeah, now I'm kind of rejuvenated on it. Okay, so that's all for now. But we'll be taking a temporary recess until next time.
Remember, kids, when you get that phone call, make it count. Better call Saul. Saul Goodman Associates is the one-stop shop for all your legal needs.
And with that, we are adjourned.
We could totally be lawyers. Totally.